So the next question I have is going to begin with Jim. And Jim, we're eager to learn how your approach to work changed after you earned your degree, especially as people who have a passion for their field, that are working in the field, and building a sense of community. And that's true for all of you. But just as we begin with Jim, how did that change after earning that degree?
I think the main thing that changed for me was I really recognized the community and economic development field as a profession. And I came to understand the importance of those people that had committed their life to doing this and what it meant for them to help communities. It wasn't about buildings, it wasn't about roads, it was about people, that they felt that they were helping people make their lives better. And I didn't really see that connection. I learned about it in going through my studies and earning the degree, and the things that you read about, the research that's been done. You learn about different communities, you learn about different places. Once I had that in my mind, when I went back to the communities, I started to see these professionals in a different way, and I really was excited to try to be one of them and to be a practitioner.
That's exciting, and that's great to hear that it helped you actually become a practitioner. Just hearing that word, that building from being a student and being knowledgeable, you changed from that to a practitioner, which is a different level of professional development. So congratulations on that alone, and thank you for sharing. So Megan, I would love to hear for you the differences as you earned your Penn State degree through World Campus. What was that like for you professionally before you had it versus after you had it, and those changes?
Sure. So I think the biggest thing was, my confidence went up as I took more and more classes. I understood what it was I was doing, or working towards on a day-to-day in the office. I knew, the types of students who were calling, what they were looking for in a university based on the type of student they were, and things like that. So that really helped. I think the biggest thing for me was it really helped in the fact that being so young and in the field, you can struggle a little bit. Sometimes I'd get, people who came in to visit me and they thought I was a student and not the, admissions counselor or the academic advisor they came to see. So having that degree was like, no, I've worked for this. I am here. I know exactly how to help you. Let's get started. So that really changed. But also just my work ethic, that was also a huge improvement from beginning to end, because when I started, I was working full time, just taking a few classes, getting into the groove of things. But towards the end, I actually was able to balance working full time, doing an internship for 12 hours a week, plus taking 3 classes on top of that. So I was able to figure that all out and make it work, because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get more experience. So that work ethic has definitely stayed with me. My organization skills have been amazing since, becoming a Penn State World Campus student.
Well, that is amazing that you can look at those skills that you had to apply to be a successful student translated right over into your professional life, and that those things made a big difference so that you are successful professionally because of those skills that you had to apply while you were a student. So thank you for sharing that. And Heather, I'd love to hear from you what that was like professionally, that difference between what things were like before you had your degree versus after you had it. And I'm especially interested because you decided from there that you just love this field and you want to continue to grow on and have great growth from an educational perspective. So I look forward to hearing about those differences and some of those decisions you've made.
Yeah, well, I never really thought that I wanted to grow up to be a human resource manager, because I think I had always traditionally looked at the role prior to my degree as more of an administrative function. And I saw it as a, benefits administration, payroll administration, and that was pretty much all that a human resource manager did. But as I obtained the degree in organizational leadership, I actually learned that being an HR manager is more than that. It's about being a business partner. It's a strategic role within an organization, and you're leading the most important part of an organization, the human beings that are responsible for the day-to-day business. And, so I think I really learned a whole new respect both being in the field, but then also in my education for people in the human resource role and people who are working towards organizational development and training. And those are all very important aspects of growth and development for both an individual and for organizations to be competitive. So, and I also learned a lot more, I think, about just leading people. You know, it's about inspiring people. It's about finding ways to influence them to be good at both work and life. And I developed even a lot in my personal leadership role. You know, I think I've become much more of a servant leadership type of approach, different from some of the traditional management styles that a lot of businesses are dealing with. So it just really offered an alternative view to organizations, what makes them run well, and what a human resource professional can really do in those organizations.
Well, that's really exciting, especially as we look at organizational leadership and how that really is about an innovative way to work in human resources and management. And it sounds like earning your degree really helped you have the confidence to apply that and to look at things from a humanistic perspective so that you can have confidence and growth with the employees, not just yourself. So that's really exciting that you were able to take those steps and apply that. So thank you for sharing.